This is James Bullock of WarriorSciences.com. Today we're going to cover another self-awareness tip. Today we're going to talk about one of the most important things on self-awareness, and that has to do with your health. That may actually surprise some people, but your health actually matters when it comes to your personal protection, because I have had people come to me and they truly want to learn personal protection. And while I will train them, regardless of their circumstance, the first thing I have to tell them is possibly the state of their health. If they're, extremely overweight and they can't move quickly at all, then the option of running away from a situation, picking up their kid and just taking off really is completely gone. It doesn't mean they may not attempt it, but they take 4 or 5 steps when they're completely out of shape and overweight. They're gonna tear something. Their knee is going to give out, their ankle is going to give out, and that's just going to be extremely bad for the situation. So before you consider doing personal protection, take a look at your health as well. It matters if you're on blood pressure medication or you're on certain kinds of medication that affect, the rate of your heart or what have you. You have to pay attention to that, because those kind of things always factor in. If you're someone that instantaneously, whenever stress piles on quickly and you have somewhat of an adrenaline dump and it just makes you panic, that really matters, and you need to tell your instructor those type of things. I need to know those kind of things from all of my clients, whether it's personal protection or just personal training. But you really need to consider your health a part of your survival. I think just the word health right there should really cover it, because you need to be healthy. Now, lifting weights and training all the time and stuff is all fine and well. You can still look healthy physically, but what's the state of the internal? What is the state, of all your organs and everything else? Do you have a heart condition? Do you have an asthma condition, or some other breathing condition? Do you have some chronic issue, a chronic knee issue that's something you have to protect in a situation, a personal protection situation? There's a lot more to consider than just how do I block a punch, or how do I deal with a knife, a knife attack, or, I need to learn a gun disarm, Those things are not even in the radar when you first start making those considerations for your survival and for personal protection. So take that into account. It doesn't mean that you need to actually, have a lot of conditioning, or you need to be a certain percentage of body fat. It doesn't mean that. It means, do you have the ability, if you need to take off and escape a situation if you have to? If you get tired going up, 6 steps, just walking, and you have to use the railing, then that option of fleeing, of running towards safety, is completely gone, and that's important. If you can't move with a purpose, that matters. It doesn't matter what technique I show you. There's nothing magical. There's no mysticism in it or anything. It's, can you consistently try to fight somebody off in 5 seconds in a real situation, a life-threatening situation, feels like an eternity. With all the biochemical processes that happen in the human body, it feels like an eternity. Your heart rate goes through the roof. Your hands start shaking. Your stomach feels queasy. You feel like you're going to get nauseated. Your vision starts changing. Everything matters. Your coordination, your fine motor skills start degrading, especially if you're not accustomed to severe stress. So I implore you to consider your health as a part of your personal protection. It really does matter that you take care of yourself as well. I've had a lot of individuals, and when I've talked to them about personal protection, they're all for protecting their loved ones. I've had a mother in the past that, they're like, oh yeah, I would fight really hard for my daughter. But I don't think I could hurt anybody if they were just attacking me. And of course, my standard response is that, well, if you don't fight hard for yourself, who's going to take care of your daughter when you die? It's a legitimate question. And of course, you get the lights go off, and it's like, okay, that makes sense. Your life is just as important as your child's life. Your life is important, period. So always take your health into consideration whenever you're going to train for your personal protection. And hopefully that is always a consideration on your part. All of us know, if you're watching this video, especially if you live in America, we're not really known for being the most conditioned part of the world or healthy part of the world. But don't be a part of the statistics. Make a decision to get control of your health, and that's a part of your personal protection right there. That's at least one step in the right direction. Or if you take off running and it's scalding hot on the concrete, and then all of a sudden his buddy came around the corner, 15 feet in front of you. And now you're dealing with two, and you actually have to fight, and you're barefooted, and it's scalding hot on the concrete. That will affect your ability to defend yourself. So